Hello, welcome Internet to Conserving 915, America's #1 conservative talk show on the planet. I'm Dave.
El pinche Steve is here.
Ruben. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Angel.
Well, guys, the day is here. The day of reckoning is here. I don't know if you guys heard, but
What?
you know, our favorite Cheeto man, they found him guilty. But yeah, whatever. I don't give a crap about that. All this is gonna do is boost his numbers, in my opinion.
Thank you, Chairman Biden.
Thank you very much.
Supreme leader.
So,
Election thief
was it?
Biden.
Isn't it like one of the top searches in Google's now? What was it?
How to donate to Trump.
How to donate to Trump.
Second only to boobs.
Human nature.
So we can thank the New York for launching this really great fundraiser for Donald Trump. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you.
Excellent, yes. So, I don't know, a lot of libs think that MAGA guys are going to be all sad and bummed out. I was like, if anything, they're going to be pissed. Sure. There's a lot of people that are pissed. But a lot of people they're like, you know what, screw this. I'm voting for him. I'm donating to him. Like,
A lot more people are going all in.
yeah, I don't think it's going the way that the Democrats thought that it was going. So, we're
Thought
not
they
going
were
to...
gonna dump him and get a new candidate.
I'm not voting for a felon.
Get Nikki Haley. They're probably like, oh yeah, they drop him and they'll get Nikki Haley or another clown like Marco Rubio, maybe.
If anything, they
Marco
give him
Rubio or Marco Rubio, whatever, however you want to say it.
now he has the convict vote for sure, man.
Well, he's gonna come out with a Thug Life or
I've been seeing a
Trump
lot.
Life.
I've been seeing a lot of minorities doing like videos on X and Instagram saying that they're voting for Trump, and he's a real N-word.
Oh,
He's a real G. Things of that nature.
Well, then the funny thing too, man, I don't know how many tweets I've already seen, like since the conviction news came out. People are saying like, oh, rest in peace, America 2024. But man, we pretty much lost a lot of our power in 1913 with the Federal Reserve Act. But this just adds a whole nother layer to the cake of distrust and corruption,
This has been going downhill for quite some time.
At least 100 years.
Well, it's been a swell ride, guys. Let's see if we can pick up some pieces come November. Well, January, really.
Yes, sir. No, I'm with you, man.
God willing, and God have mercy on us all.
And let's hope the electoral integrity is strong. You know what I mean?
We're screwed.
Let's hope it's legitimate this time around.
Yikes.
Unlike,
Don't
unlike the
forget,
certain
Trump
election
has
that happened in
to
2020.
win the vote and win against the corruption. But I think this time there's no way he can't.
We got him this time, guys.
He's got to beat two candidates, the Democrat candidate and the corruption.
Well, America, it was nice knowing you. Anyway, with all that being said, we're not going to comment too much on the details. It's too boring, but maybe we'll cover it some other time. For now, we really wanted to bring some other health stuff to light. Angel, what do you got?
So in this particular one, this is actually an article that came out by moms across America who actually teamed up with GMO Science and the new NDAs to test toxic metals in baby formula. And I thought this was kind of interesting because, we've heard a lot of stuff about the introduction of all kinds of chemicals and materials into our food that we really have like no say. Nobody tells us what is appeal, like if you ask the majority of people, they have no idea that some of our fruit in the local grocery store is covered in that stuff, And then if you look at the ingredients box, sometimes it says whatever it is that you're about to ingest is partially made with GMO ingredients or genetically modified ingredients. Like, man, why don't you guys tell us about all this stuff?
What does this mean?
And I particularly paid close attention to this article because this one specifically has to do with infant formulas. And, during the developmental phase, it's very, very important to make sure, like, the baby has all the vitamins and nutrients it needs in order to fully form that brain, that heart, the liver, the lungs, make sure it grows nice and proper. And
something that didn't happen to this guy right here.
No. I'm sorry. My mother, she tried her best.
And I think this is why it's really important because there's a lot of, I think, women out there that don't necessarily breastfeed anymore, there's a lot of infant formula that's given out to a lot of toddlers and babies.
There are definitely those kinds of people who don't breastfeed out of principle because they don't want to ruin certain figures.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've seen some of that, and like, yeah, I'm not gonna screw up my gazangas for the baby.
Huh.
But that's not a huge portion of people or of women. But yeah, that does exist. But some others, like actually, unfortunately,
You know, I was just this is has nothing to do with this, but I was just remembering what you were saying about some girls not breastfeeding, and then it's weird. I saw some guys trying to breastfeed. Did you see that?
Yes.
So it's
I
like the
mean,
guys are trying to do it now.
some
Some guy was doing it to
only
trying to
breastfeed your
breastfeed
child
a-
if you are a female, please. That stuff that's coming out of a man boob, it's probably not good for
A
the
bunch
baby.
of chemical.
Yeah.
Even more chemicals. Probably more chemicals than what's in this feed.
And then this guy was looking at the poor baby all proud, like a proud mom, and it was a guy with a beard, and I was like, oh, what's going on there? You know?
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's
sure I
another
could be-
weird situation. Well, it's weird situation, but then there's the people like I should say,
Say it.
yeah, I don't. Well,
I
there's
don't know
people,
what you're gonna say,
well,
but-
there's people like my wife that
Oh.
haven't been able to produce milk for either one of my children, so our children.
Which is kind of interesting because on the flip side, I've actually seen videos of women who produce a lot, and they literally fill up like fridges full of like their own milk, and they
Man.
donate the milk. Like
Doesn't
to,
Angelina Jolie go to Africa and just breastfeed random babies?
I never heard of that, but
Yeah,
So,
it was
like- so like this woman donates
Yeah,
the
she
milk
does.
that she overproduces. You know, like she has bottles and bottles of that stuff in her refrigerator to give out to the
I mean,
women who can't. And,
All
then, and then speaking on that hormone thing too, I'll post the link in the description. But I think now Canada has moved in the same direction as the UK in limiting the hormone blockers, puberty blockers on the children who are younger than 18 years old. But I just remember right now because I'm thinking of those women who are breastfeeding the baby. Like who knows what kind of junk they're releasing into the infant. You know,
At this
they're-
point, just give them formula, please.
yeah, this toxic formula instead
Yeah,
of
I mean, at
the
least-
puberty blockers. No, that was a joke. Don't. Let's,
No,
let's
but
just,
this is
let's just
actually-
raise healthy babies.
This is actually very sad, like specifically for me, and I just pray for my children that they're able to grow up.
And it is
Okay.
a little discouraging, but let's go over some of these stats right here. Here's the data
Scroll
summary. In our study examining the presence of toxic metals in infant formula, all 40 samples tested positive for concerning levels of toxic metals, specifically aluminum and lead. Each type of formula was tested twice, yielding 20 distinct formula types in total. Here is a breakdown of their findings. 100% of the 40 samples tested contained aluminum and lead. So that's 100% of the 40 samples. Again, 100%. 80% of
boy.
samples had lead levels higher than the EPA allowable levels for drinking water. 50% of the samples tested positive for arsenic, 55% for mercury, and 35% for cadmium. 6 of the 20 formulas were positive for all 5 toxic metals in both samples. 41,000 parts per billion aluminum levels in a goat's milk baby formula were 4,000 to 40,000 times higher than other metals in the formulas tested and exceed limits set by the FDA for maximum safety level of aluminum for a preemie. The highest aluminum level detected was 200 times higher than EPA allowable levels in drinking water. Levels of mercury in 4 samples measured above the limit allowed by the FDA in drinking water. Levels of cadmium in both samples of one formula were nearly twice the level allowed in drinking water. The top scoring least contaminated baby formulas tested were Kirkland ProCare non-GMO infant formula, which is the kind that I get for my niece, the baby purse, Similac sensitive infant formula, and pure amino hypoallergenic powdered infant formula. The lowest scoring, most contaminated baby formulas, listen up, new mothers out there, tested were Total Comfort infant formula, Up and Up Gentle Premium, which I think Up and Up is the brand from Target, right? Up and Up non-GMO hypoallergenic powder infant formula, Infamil plant-based soy powder infant formula, and of course they provide a full list. We're going to go ahead and link this article in the description of the video, but this is absolutely amazing. We have levels of toxicity that are even allowable in our own drinking water. You know, we're giving this stuff to kids, and unfortunately, we've only seen like the increase of autoimmune conditions, cardiovascular disease,
allergies, man.
neurodegenerative diseases. You know, like it's just we need to set a whole new standard. You know, especially for the children and for the kids, because this is like the future of America. You know, the people who are going to be restoring the country, building it greater than we're doing right now. You know, like the last thing we want to do is like set them back. You know,
But wouldn't they be
Idiocracy.
trying to like inoculate the kids, get them used to that concentration of heavy metals? So once they
Because
come,
it's gonna be inevitable anyway.
It's gonna be inevitable.
Where are these baby formulas made? Is the baby formula plant right next to a
Like
EV, like an
a
EV battery?
plant, yeah. And that's what I was thinking. All
Plants.
these ingredients sound like a
Are
battery
they,
for a car.
are they like right next to each other? Like, we mixed the vats up. I'm staying.
For all these anti-gas people, that's how your battery products are ending up in baby formula.
Give me a second. I want to check something out. Real quick.
Cadmium, lithium, right? Or like a bunch of all of those.
Aluminum.
And to me, this should be like a priority to fix. But Biden's trying to make sure that if they cancel your flights, you get your money right away. So.
And shrinkflation, of course.
And
He's trying to make sure that those companies aren't
Give you
too
more.
greedy and they start giving us more for our money. More bang for our dollar.
but of course that's their way of trying to fix that economy from the midway down.
Which,
Like-
but
Or trying to fix it by pretending they have no fault in the inflation. It's not all the printing they're doing or all the flights they're providing and hotel stays.
And I'm kind of curious, like for the viewers out there, drop a comment. But I don't know a single person that's falling for this scam about shrinkflation and the companies are trying to like screw us over.
I know a few people who are.
Oh, you do? I don't know a single person that like believes that. They all know that it's inflation because of irresponsible printing of the dollar and the destruction of the dollar.
No, well, that's the reason why I even agreed to do something like this with you guys. It's because I know some people who are still buying into all the excuses, all the false narratives of the corrupt deep state. The corrupt. What do you call them?
The companies.
Leftist agenda.
The puppets of the Committee of 300 and the Club of Rome,
Well,
And
the globalists,
The
Schwabby
globalists.
Schwab's buddies.
Klaus Schwab.
yeah. So yeah, there are definitely some people that just need a little waking up. I know I was in that situation as well. I remember my first moment of cognitive dissonance was when I was one of the first guys, not entirely political, but one of the first guys to criticize Trump when he first ran back in 2015, when he first announced. I thought it was a joke. I was on that bandwagon. But then I stumbled upon this guy is now defunct and he's no longer doing anything, but I stumbled upon this one YouTube channel called The Naked Ape. There's actually just a guy doing a lot of common sense videos. And then that led me down other right wing type content, specifically Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles and stuff like that. And I was like, holy crap! Yeah, maybe everything that I thought was right is not so. Maybe because and I do remember like kind of feeling a bit of a shattering in my mind. It was like kind of kind of breaking out of a programming, because there's something that I've said since the beginning of this show is I feel like I was programmed, especially by media, like shows like The Simpsons, his Family Guy, stuff like that.
Your
Oh,
family too, right? I mean,
yeah.
you said your dad was very Democrat.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
he is very Democrat.
Well, that's the thing. He the way he lives his life and the attitudes that and the values that he transmitted to the kids, to us, are very
The Republican.
conservative.
Yeah, conservative.
Not even Republican, but like conservative. But then I ask him every once in a while, like, what he thinks politically, and he still kind of thinks that he should vote Democrat. And he's a little more partial to like communism, which is really weird. Like, what the hell? How did I end up the way I am? So I learned everything from you, Dad. So I was just kind of pointing out there that there are like you said, you don't even think that there are some people out there that buy into it. Like, I'm telling you, yeah, for sure there is. And that's why we're here. That's why we want to just shake up things a little bit, be another voice in the movement, trying to wake people up. because you got a bunch of white guys, you got some black people as well. We don't have
A whole lot of conservative Latinos out
yeah,
there.
not really.
You know what? I've been lately though. I think it is kind of switching. I have a lot of people telling me
They're converting.
They're ready to they're done with Biden. You know what I mean? They're told. There's people that I would have never thought. You know, they're starting to tell me, hey, you were right. Hey, you know what? This is really messed up that these guys are coming in and pushing the troops and just coming in with wire cutters and cutting the border fence and just rushing the border. They're like, that's not cool. And a lot of these people, I have a friend in particular. She's telling me how some of her relatives are cops. They're like, you know what? Most of the law enforcement, they're going for Trump. They can't believe what's the total disrespect they're getting. You know, it's just there's no law and order anymore. So you know, I'm kind of happy that. I mean, I still believe that Biden didn't win, but I think it's going to be even more
Difficult to rig it
even more
again.
difficult to rig the election.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's. I think it's almost going to be impossible, which is why they're trying to. That's why they're trying to throw him in jail.
You know what? And that's probably why Biden agreed or even like challenged Trump to debates. I'll debate you, Jack. Guess what? Because he's banking on him being unavailable.
And then that stupid comment he made. I heard you're free on Wednesdays, you know, or something like that, because I think that's when he has mandatory court. I don't know, but he's you know, since he's weaponizing the justice system, that's when, you know, they're just making it difficult for this guy. But to me, it's just they're just running out of ideas. They're running out of gimmicks. They're just, you know, they're just.
And just the fact that he's so glib about it, and people they believe him, and they be like, yeah, you tell him. Like, what? No. He's showing his hand just how corrupt the whole thing is.
That's what I was about to tell you. Back in the day, like you would even try and hide it a little bit, but now it's just on complete blatant display, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna say, unfortunately, I don't have the same confidence as my brother. Like all the stuff that happened during the 2020 election, none of it was resolved. These guys are just gonna end up shutting the. I don't know. There's like 6 or 7 key counties throughout the United States that flipped the vote. They're just gonna do the exact same BS. Oh, we have a flood. It's a huge flood, and it turns out one of the toilets is stuffed. So they're gonna have to stop voting, stop the counting, and then they're gonna
with
bring
Trump ballots.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna bring in a bunch of ballots overnight that have been mailed in, but somehow magically pristine and unfolded, and then run those babies through the counters over and over again. You know. Anyway, I'm a little bit discouraged because nobody did anything about all that stuff. You know, and a lot of I actually wrote several of my representatives, but I literally linked depositions and testimony that was given at the state legislatures that were saying, hey, we circumvented our own constitution in the name of COVID, and we ended up doing a lot of things that were unlawful, and they ended up affecting like the election, you know, and they felt that the integrity was not secure. And I sent letters to, who did I send them to? I know for sure I sent one to the El Paso representative.
Yeah, she probably doesn't care. She probably
She probably threw it away.
threw it away.
Well, she sent me a response that was like, "Oh, it was the most fair and free election that we've ever had." Like,
Beep bop boop.
and I kind of felt like when I got the response, like, "Hey, did you read what I actually sent you? Like, these aren't my words. I'm literally sending you paperwork from other states that are like saying this, like the state reps from the states who are saying that all this stuff happened in their state and how it potentially could have affected the election, but you don't seem to care about any of this stuff, you know." I sent a letter to Ted Cruz. I also sent one to Cornyn. Ted Cruz.
Cornyn, come on.
Ted Cruz seemed to care, but ultimately nothing got done about it.
Well, what can one do?
Yeah, that's why I often wondered too.
Well, for starters, the Republicans need to stop turning on each other. They always fall for this trick.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Democrats, they always mess up. They always do things that are very questionable, and they just ignore it. They just move on. You know,
Whoopsie, and then
the Republicans, they jaywalk. They're like, "Hey, you're jaywalking," and they start turning on each other. They need to apologize and do all these things. You know, the Republicans
sanctioned.
need to start learning how not to fall for. Yeah.
well, look
Fall-
at
fall
Santos.
for
They
petty
ousted.
stuff.
They ousted Santos, and like, sure, he wasn't like totally with it, or maybe he was just there to clown and to troll. But use that, no? Use that. The left has AOC. Could we?
Oh, and you know what? And she was so upset at the Trump's Bronx rally.
Oh
And
yeah.
where she's saying if you're not Democrat, you don't. And see, this is how pathetic and these guys are. She kept on saying that if you're a Democrat, you don't belong there. And then there's a lot of, like on top of it, a lot of minorities saying you don't belong here. They're just, they're just like rebelling against the deep state, all those guys that are just there thinking that, they're taking all these people for granted,
Yeah,
and a lot of these minorities are pissed because all of a sudden they don't have their kids don't have the services, all these places where the kids go to enjoy it because now they've been turned into UN refugee camps. So it's, these guys are starting to, to turn on these people, which is about time.
And it reminds me of Biden's quote, if you don't know if you're voting for me or for Trump, you ain't black.
Wow.
That's such a stupid thing to say.
Yeah. How would he know?
Yeah. Oh, but see, some guy was making fun of Biden, and I think we've done it too. When he goes to a bus plant, he said he's driven buses before. He'll go to Boeing, and I'm surprised he hasn't said he's flown planes before. Kind of like Kim Jong-il, then learn how to fly a 747 jet by reading the manual in 2 hours. You've heard that story, right?
I haven't not.
He's a Chairman Biden, man. He's just a
supreme leader that does no wrong.
He grew up in the Greek Orthodox Church, and then when he goes and talks to the Jews, he's been in the synagogue, right? And he's done everything, man. And then nobody can keep up with him in the White House, supposedly. This guy's just, I don't know how he does it, right?
Did you see that? I don't know if it was just me, but I thought this was kind of awkward. But he was having a meal with a black family, right? And he posted this on social
they were
media.
eating chicken.
And they were eating chicken, but he was eating a sandwich or something, Like, why didn't he also eat the same thing that they were eating? I thought that was kind of strange.
And, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if Trump would have done it, oh man, he would have been.
It would have been the talk of the town.
Yeah,
He didn't partake in the cultural food.
Or why did he buy chicken? It's just so.
I mean, this is the guy who eats ice cream all the time. Why can't he eat some fried chicken too?
If any case, Dr. Biden might come up with the same punchline as that joke.
The breakfast tacos.
The breakfast tacos.
No, that dumb fellow made his own sandwich.
That what?
That dumb fellow made his own sandwich.
No, I don't know.
There's a black man, a Mexican, and a white guy in a construction job, right?
Okay.
And they would always go to they would always take the same lunch every day. And so one day the African American was tired of his lunch that his wife packed for him. The fried chicken, black eyed peas, some collard greens, all that stuff.
You know what? That sounds like a good meal.
That's really good.
I'm tired of this meal.
It reminded me of Grandy. Sorry, that's what I usually
That
get.
sounds
At
kind of
Grandy's.
nutritious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Anyway,
tired of
collard
this meal.
greens.
If she serves me this again tomorrow, I'm like dropping myself up. I'm like, I'm gonna throw myself from the building.
Okay.
Next day, sure of it.
Did you just say for show?
For show, he had the same lunch and said, "You know what? That's it. I'm out." And he jumps.
Wow.
Holy moly!
And then it's
Over collard greens.
over collard greens. The same case for the Mexican. Burrito de lengua all the time.
That sounds good too, man.
Delicious. These people tripping, yo.
And he jumped over too. And the white guy, well, he would always have like a simple sandwich. A simple sandwich. And that day too, he had the same simple sandwich, and he jumped off too.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they all died. And they all had the funeral at the same time, the same day, the same place. And everyone, all the friends and families were there, and they were looking at the women like, it was your fault. Why didn't you give him something else? And the African American lady, she breaks down like, yeah, I should have treated him with a little more.
I should have
food."
given some cornbread.
Yeah, something like that. And the Mexican lady breaks down to,
Oh, I
And-
should have given him chile colorado.
for example. And once they start looking at the white woman, she starts getting all defensive. They're like, "What you looking at me? You don't know what I had to live with. You don't know who I am." And she's like, that dumb son of a bitch made his own lunch.
Oh, he just wanted to die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
Oh, he was taking the lead of the other two guys, just following their lead.
just following their lead. So, in any case,
That's
As
by
I
the
dumb
say,
way,
whites.
Esteban, don't give up your day job.
in any case, he made his own sandwich. So it's on him.
Yeah, that makes sense. White people are more depressed than others, no?
I don't know.
I don't know where you're coming up with these stats.
I have no stats
I'm
on
not gonna
that.
comment on that.
Oh my God, you guys. That's like a stereotype that they're always so depressed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
I never heard that either.
Really? You've never seen The Longest Yard?
I really don't watch movies.
I've seen the new one.
Is that a football
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
No. No, that's something else.
It has like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Like Chris Rock goes
Chris
up to
Rock.
Adam Sandler. You need antidepressants? All you white people need antidepressants.
Uh,
I don't understand it. You're white. Smile.
No, I never.
You can't ruin.
I don't know.
And then
Dude,
it's all
jeez,
this
man.
from baby formula.
Okay. Anyway, what were we talking about? Baby formula.
Well, no, we pretty much covered everything.
Okay.
On the baby formula.
So yeah, this is sad stuff. Please avoid these brands. Was Similac on there?
That was one of the good ones.
Okay.
Was it one of the good ones? I saw the Kirkland. That's what I've been buying.
No, but the thing is that
Oh, what I had bought.
according to their measurements, all of them are contaminated. The ones that are least were Similac. The Kirkland was one of them too.
Enfamil was on there.
Total
Those are
Comfort.
the lowest scoring.
Was it the lowest scoring?
Right there it says the lowest scoring. and
Right
then
here.
the
The top scoring here. Your Kirkland, Similac, Pure Animo,
Pure amino.
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 Yeah, just those three.
Was Enfamil on there? Was it mentioned?
Oh, this is gonna be great.
And the
Oh.
baby goat is like 40,000, up to 40,000 times contaminated. Is that what it said?
Is it Enfamil with an E? Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Depends
it's in
what Mandela effect timeline you're on.
Yeah.
So it says the lowest scoring. It's listed as Enfamil plant-based soy.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, she didn't get that one. She gets the added rice.
Oh, and it's also listed in the high-risk
With
formulas.
soy sauce or without soy
Enfamil
sauce?
sensitive infant formula displayed.
All right, guys.
I
So
think
what do we
we're
have
no,
next?
I think we're cutting this out. I was just curious because that's the one that we get for my baby.
Oh, okay.
And that one was recommended by the pediatrician.
You need a new pediatrician.
Shit, she's cool.
Well, you don't want a cool pediatrician. You want a good pediatrician.
She's Indian. From India land.
Oh, dude.
She shakes her head.
Honestly,
She
sometimes
talks.
it just seems like nowadays you have to do your own research too, because there's so much information that even realistically, if you had like a really smart pediatrician, I don't think that they can keep up with all the studies that come out day in and day out. You know.
All right, guys. So what's next?
Oh, so I want you guys to react to this one. When I saw it, I thought this was like so freaking funny, but I don't think you all three have seen it, so I'd like to see your fresh reaction, and then I guess we can all comment on it. But this is a post that Wall Street Silver reposted for us, but it's all over X right now. But see for yourselves, guys.
You guys go on X. It's great.
So text there says man driving while suspended has a Zoom court session about driving while suspended.
Man driving while suspended has a Zoom court session about driving while suspended.
Tongue
And now it
twister.
looks like he acting. Oh.
Three, two, one, here you go.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office. Actually, so just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Look at the judge.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
He's like, "What'd you say?"
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Let's see what happened was.
That is what the charge is, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
The way I see it, he's just undocumented.
May I speak? There's no words.
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Holy moly.
Oh my god.
That reaction
Thank
was
you.
hilarious.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
On his phone while he's driving.
And then one of the comments was saying that he was gonna drive himself to jail.
Is this real or it's like a comedy skit?
No, it looks real. It looks legit.
Anyways, if I was his attorney, I would argue that he's an undocumented driver.
Right?
That might work.
You know?
His face, though. I could. Oh my god.
Like, what did he think was gonna happen? Like the way he stresses it out, then he's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
It's just like, oh, it just like hit him.
So there's no way this was done on purpose, man. Like, you can't be that dumb.
That poor guy. Harris, Mr. Harris.
I'm sorry.
God bless you. God bless you. Seriously, you need help. You should probably be taking some iodine.
that and maybe we'll
Magnesium.
maybe we'll ask him to be on the show and ask him like what he was thinking.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just hey, Mr. Harris, you do realize,
What suspension means, right?
man, that was fantastic. Well, I needed a pick me up after getting all depressed over
I think we could all use
baby
one
formula.
at what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Poor guy, man. Seriously.
Nothing like picks you up more than seeing another person's misfortune. So yeah.
Well, if we put it that way.
Not dumber than you.
Well, I mean, we can all make mistakes. Well, guys, I don't know what else you got.
That's it, brother.
I can't. Okay, I can't even. I'm a white girl right now. I'm a basic bitch. I can't even. Well, fellas, yeah, it was a little short this time. Just we were trying to have a little fun. Also, it's been a little crazy in the news world, especially since, like we had mentioned, Trump was found guilty of something. It's not even really clear what he's guilty of. You know, ooh, mystery crimes, a misdemeanor that got upgraded to a felony somehow. Well, we'll look into it, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other people that you can check out that would break it down even better.
Mm-hmm. Better informed then.
Go on X, definitely. That's a great source of information. We're also there. We're on X. Check us out on X. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share the show with everybody that you know, with your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your situationships, girlfriends, boyfriends, and your entire polycule, if you will. You know what? Don't do that. Don't do polycules. That's sanitary.